When studying market structure, traders usually look at the swing highs and swing lows on the chart to outline a trading range. But with candle range theory, the concept shifts. Each candle acts as a complete trading range on its own. This idea is logical because if you view a daily candle through a 1-hour time frame, the wicks actually show the 1-hour swing low and swing high, creating a smaller, independent range inside the larger candle. And even though this might sound like simple or basic knowledge, once we blend it with smart money concepts, a single candle structure can become a foundation for reliable, high-probability setups. So in this video, we've organized everything you need to understand about candle range theory into 5 clear steps. So, after the intro, we'll go straight into step number 1, which explains how to use candle range theory to spot potential trade setups. The standard structure for this approach generally uses 3 candles, and each one plays a key role in the process. So we'll begin by looking at the first candle. Here we can see a bullish daily candle, and when we move into lower time frames, we get a more detailed picture of all the price movements inside that candle. But for this strategy, the essential information we need is still contained within that single daily candle. That's because the daily candle already shows the key details: the open, the close, and the highest and lowest prices of the day, shown through its wicks. In candle range theory, the idea is that both the upper wick and lower wick represent their own pockets of liquidity, which future candles are likely to target. And this makes sense when you look at nearly any chart. Most candles tend to reach for either the previous candle's high or its low. So with candle range theory, the first candle basically sets the range that we'll be focusing on when looking for a potential trade. The liquidity at the top is what we call the candle range high, and the liquidity at the bottom is known as the candle range low. And if you're unsure which candle you can use to define a tradable range, the answer is that you can technically use any candle you see on the chart, and this applies across all time frames. However, there are certain criteria that make some candles better than others, and we'll go over that later in the video. Now, the second candle is crucial because it determines whether a valid setup forms or not. This is because the core idea of CRT is that if price reaches above the candle range high but cannot close above it, there is a strong chance that price will then target the candle range low next. To show what this looks like in the chart, we want the second candle to push above the first candle's range high, then pull back and close back inside the range. This liquidity sweep is essential. If the second candle were to close above the range high, the CRT setup becomes invalid, since the market would more likely continue upward instead of aiming for the range low. So if the second candle meets the requirements, then we shift our attention to the third candle, where we look for an entry signal to go short, targeting the candle range low. You can hold the trade past that level if the broader market structure supports continuation, but once the price moves through the candle range low, the setup is considered complete. Now that we understand what candle range theory is, we still need to look at how to actually use it to enter a trade. So let's move down to a lower time frame and walk through a practical example of how to navigate a CRT setup. Here we can see the lower time frame breakdown of the first daily candle, along with the buy-side and sell-side liquidity levels formed by its high and low. When the second daily candle forms, the first thing that stands out is that price runs above the buy-side liquidity and then drops back inside the range. This is important because once buy-side liquidity is taken, it often signals that price is preparing to move toward the sell-side liquidity below. So the liquidity grab marks the first phase of the setup, and the next thing we look for is a change of character, where price breaks below the bullish move that created the sweep. This shift tells us bearish momentum is taking control. This is exactly what we want to see before looking for a short position. And for the final confirmation we need, we look for a bearish fair value gap inside the move that caused the change of character, because that imbalance becomes the zone we use to time our short entry. So to quickly summarize, the first daily candle gives us the range we want to trade from, and the second candle tells us whether the structure meets the conditions for a CRT setup. This leads us to the third daily candle, where we actually look for our entry point, which normally involves shorting inside the bearish fair value gap, with the candle range low as our target. It's also worth noting that many traders try to enter by simply waiting for price to break below the second candle's low, but breakout entries generally carry more risk than using internal liquidity levels as entry zones, and besides, The fair value gap usually offers a cleaner, more discounted entry if we expect price to drop lower. Once price reaches the first candle's range low, the 3-candle setup is officially complete. There's also the bullish version of this setup, which works the same way, except we want manipulation below a bearish candle's low, targeting its range high instead. Step 2 shows that CRT setups don't have to stick to just 3 candles. They can take more or fewer depending on market structure. We started with 3 candles because it's the easiest way to explain the concept. But in reality, there's no strict rule for how many candles a setup might include. What matters is the presence of a proper market structure, typically forming an AMD pattern: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. To explain AMD simply, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution are the 3 phases in smart money concepts, also called the power of 3. The entry usually comes during the distribution phase, but only after accumulation and manipulation have been confirmed. Looking at this chart, you can spot a textbook AMD pattern. The first candle sets the candle range high and low. Following that, 3 candles move sideways with little net change. This is the accumulation phase. Then comes a candle that sweeps liquidity, representing the manipulation phase, the signal we're looking for. Importantly, this candle must close back inside the range. Otherwise, the setup is invalid. Then, 2 bearish candles target the candle range low. This is the distribution phase, where we look for our trade entry after confirming the manipulation phase. The key takeaway is that CRT is all about finding the right market structure, specifically an AMD pattern. With this in mind, some setups might only take 2 candles to complete. To see how, we check the second candle on a lower time frame. There, we see another AMD pattern: accumulation, followed by manipulation via liquidity sweep, then a distribution phase pushing price down. We can observe a change of character after the liquidity sweep, and then the bearish fair value gap becomes the entry zone toward the candle range low. The main point: time is relative, so CRT setups can take any number of candle. The structure matters more than the candle count. The crucial factor is ensuring that the AMD market structure is present and valid. Step 3 is all about pairing timeframes to locate the best entries when using CRT. Now that we understand the theory, it's crucial to see how to plan our setups properly. For example, take this daily chart where price moves toward a buy-side liquidity zone. Using smart money concepts, this moment becomes key to predicting whether price will continue up or reverse down through a liquidity sweep. This makes it a perfect moment to apply CRT to anticipate the next move. With the range high and low marked, if the next candle sweeps the high, it's likely aiming for the range low next. But just watching this on the daily chart isn't enough. It shows opens and closes but not the detailed market structure needed to justify a trade. That's why we use the higher time frame to define the candle's range and drop to a lower time frame to study the market structure and confirm a tradable setup. This process is called time frame alignment and is a standard part of all smart money concept setups. If you're new, these are the most effective time frame pairings. For instance, if analyzing a monthly candle, you'd check the daily chart to find the structure that might offer a trade setup. Similarly, for a 4-hour candle, you'd use the 15-minute chart to locate potential entries. Step 4 is about entry zones. You want to focus on the ideal premium and discount areas within the candle range. As mentioned, each candle acts as its own mini-range when viewed on lower time frames. So we approach a CRT range the same way we trade any range. For example, if we define a range from a bullish candle, we're generally looking for a short opportunity. That means our entries should ideally be in the premium area, above the 50% mid-level of the range. The premium zone is simply the upper half of the range, above the midpoint. The lower half of the range, below the midpoint, is the discount area. Keeping that in mind, when we check the next 2 daily candles on this time frame, this fair value gap provides a prime short entry, meeting all structure criteria and falling inside the premium area. Conversely, if the range comes from a bearish candle, we'd seek a long entry, focusing on bullish setups in the discount zone, below the midpoint. This ensures we capture the best risk-to-reward ratio for the trade. Step 5 explains when CRT is effective and when it might not be. Candle range theory is powerful but only works reliably in the right context. For instance, here's a bullish candle followed by another candle that sweeps liquidity at the range high. Just from this, it might look like the third candle will drop toward the range low. But even though it seems promising initially, most traders forget to check whether it aligns with the broader market structure. Looking at the larger range these candles come from, we can see this CRT setup would likely fail because price would need to overcome a strong bullish fair value gap overlapping a bullish order block to reach the range low. After this deeper analysis, our bias should lean bullish, which goes against this CRT setup. As expected, the setup fails, thanks to strong buying pressure in the bullish PD arrays. Now, here's another candle that looks like a CRT candidate. This time, it has real potential because it occurs at a key point during a liquidity attack. CRT essentially works as a tool to identify potential reversals in price direction. That's why it's especially useful during a liquidity attack, to help determine if price is making a sweep or a run. But remember, we must always check lower time frame structure to truly understand where the market is heading. We never enter a trade solely based on the higher time frame without confirming lower time frame structure. Another effective use of CRT is when price approaches a PD array, like this bearish fair value gap. After a change of character, we already expect price might reverse from this zone. CRT can then confirm whether the fair value gap is likely to hold. In short, CRT is a powerful tool for spotting reversals, but using it at the right time and context is equally critical. If this helped you in any way, please subscribe, leave a like and comment below with the next trading concept you want us to cover. See you in the next video.